Welcome back to the Heal Girl podcast, where we're open, we're honest, and we're real with ourselves for once in our damn lives. Okay, listen, I know what y'all are thinking. I know. Sis, where the hell you been? Where the hell have you been? And I hope you can't hear that. I hope you can't hear that. It sounds like you can hear that. But the answer to that question is I have honestly been in the trenches, okay? I've been in the trenches. I've been healing. I've been surviving. And I've just been trying to not lose myself in the midst of life's loud ass chaos. Like, life has been loud. Life has been lifing. Um, but I'm happy to be back. I'm extremely happy to be back. I have this newfound appreciation for how intimate my moments of isolation are and how much I learn on my journeys of isolation that I am okay with disappearing. Because sometimes healing looks like disappearing until you remember who you are. In the beginning of this video, in the beginning of this podcast episode, in this segment, I'm going to go through just like a brief breakdown of where I've been and how things have been going in my life. Um, and I want to start with, of course, talking about motherhood. Anyone who knows me knows that I love my babies down. Okay. But being a mom while also healing, being a mom and like walking into this new journey, like I'm walking into a new decade of life. I'll be 30 in September. And I feel like I needed my 29th year to be focused on ensuring that I dedicate every fiber of my being to being my best self in my 30s. And I know I've done a great job. I know I get compliments on, "Oh, I love your marriage. I love your relationship. I admire the way you are a mom." But I want to give myself the same dedication that I give to my kids and my husband and my friends. So my 29th year has really been like identifying the areas in which I need to focus down on. And I've been doing it. Okay. So back to what I was saying. I love my babies down and baseball has taken over our lives. So any free time I have, like right after this episode, I'm heading to the field to pick up Christian's uniform for um All-Star ball. He has a tournament tomorrow. So, it gets like that sometimes. I'm okay with it. I love it. I love being a baseball mom, soon to be soccer mom because Cross is about to start soccer soon. But I again get caught up in being mommy and in putting my kids before myself. Okay. So that's a breakdown. That's breakdown number one. That's number one, where I've been. Number two, where I have been. Oh my goodness. Being a wife. Like, if I'm not being a mom, I'm being a wife. I mean, I'm doing them both at the same damn time. But um being a wife while trying to figure out who you are as a woman and like it's like this juggle or this balancing act that no one talks about enough. Like you're in a relationship and you're in a marriage with someone who's also going through the ebbs and flows of life and who's also growing within themselves as a person. And, while you're in that same internal struggle and internal battle with yourself, you are in a relationship and you, well, I'll say myself, let me not say you, because I don't know if that's what you're doing, sister. But myself, I can sometimes be like, well, the good of both is better than the good of one. So I will prioritize my marriage over prioritizing myself, which is just a common theme in my life. Okay, it's just a common theme. But yeah, I've been being a wife and I am trying to adjust to this new balancing act, like I stated, because I am still finding myself. And I know I turned 30 in less than 6 months, but still, I am determined to go into my 30s extremely confident and extremely just ready to take on whatever. Okay. The next thing, is work. I'm a career girl. I'm a corporate girly. I love this thing called the corporate ladder, I guess. I always find myself in these roles that require so much from me, but it's because I have so much to offer and because I'm so good at what I do in general. For those of you who do not know, I work in marketing. I work for one of the top digital marketing firms for law firms, for medical practices, and we are dibbling and dabbling into SaaS services, so sales as a service, and B2B businesses and stuff. But I work at a really established digital marketing agency, and anyone who works in marketing knows that you can emotionally check out sometimes because it is a business. And I'm still like kind of crawling out of that because I am in the place now where I want to let work be work and not really prioritize work as my life. And then I also have my own business. So I have my own business with my own clients and I'm focused on that and ensuring that, they're successful as well. So, yeah, again, like I can't not focus on that aspect of my life because it is a big part of who I am, if that makes any sense. Like, not necessarily, not saying that, my career defines me, but I enjoy what I do. And as taxing and as time consuming as it is very rewarding. I get to travel. I get to, meet amazing people. I get to help businesses to thrive and to, 10x their revenue. And I just really enjoy and I love what I do. The next part of the segment is going to be my mental health, girl. Like, there were just days in general where I just didn't have words, but I just didn't have the words. And not because I didn't care, but because I didn't have it to give. I didn't have it to give to you. I didn't have it to give to myself. So I was like, if I don't have it to give, I'm going to have to, take a step back, reevaluate, figure that shit out. Okay. And then come back when you feel confident enough to be consistent, when you feel confident enough to show up for yourself, when you feel confident enough to be vulnerable again in front of people. Because again, this is something that I do, but it every time I turn the camera on, it's like a ick kinda because I'm not the in front of the camera person, you know? Like, I give my friends advice, I give my family advice, I give people that I don't even know advice. The hair is getting on my nerves. The hair is really about to piss me off. But I give everybody advice. But when it comes to turning this camera on and like it being able to go out to many more people than I'm used to, it gets a little scary, you know? All in all, I would sum up this breakdown with the podcast went quiet because I went quiet, essentially. Um, Not necessarily because I gave up, but because I was learning or relearning the sound of my own voice and the power of my voice. Just trying to identify if what I have to say or what I had at the time and what I have currently to say is important and valuable enough to consistently sit down in front of a camera and talk to God knows who, okay? And I realized that God gave me this gift and I'm going to do it regardless. So I hope you are okay with my little breakdown of where I've been. I hope you're okay with that. If not, then you can click out of the video now. In this segment, I really want to talk about what burnout truly looks like. Because a lot of people think that burnout is just being tired. But no, 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 no. Burnout is completely, it can be that, but it's completely different. Burnout is crying at red lights, it's sleeping, but never really feeling rested, if that makes any sense. It's like when you are in a room full of people or you're surrounded by people that you love and that you believe love you, you still feel alone or you kind of feel invisible in a sense. And it doesn't just show up at work, contrary to popular belief. It shows up in your friendships, it shows up in your marriage, it shows up in the mirror. And I was experiencing a level of burnout that was showing up in every avenue of my life. Like I felt like I had just fell off of a cliff because I was on this high of, okay, I have this idea. I'm going to create this podcast and I have so much to say. And I was saying it, but I was also moving to the beat of my own drum and not really checking in with God to identify like what the next steps needed to be. And I feel like it was not a high horse, but it was a pedestal I began to climb because I just felt kind of self-righteous in the fact that, dang, okay, I'm finally doing this. I finally have the courage to, get in front of the camera and give the advice that I give to those closest to me on screen. But it was really like, girl, you need to take your own damn advice. Okay. Take your own damn advice first, then try to help other people. Um, and I had to kind of do it all over again. Like I had to pull away from the friends. I had to pull away from my community. I had to pull away from the things that were low key distractions to where and what I was trying to do. And I just needed time, if that makes any sense. And I know it took me a long time to get to the point to even launch the podcast, but it's not that I didn't want to do the podcast or I don't want to do the podcast. It was always in the back of my mind, but it was just something to where I was like, I have been running my whole life. And in that, like before the podcast, I was running from something. With the podcast, I was running with something, but that something was so heavy and I didn't take the time to properly prepare to carry that. So I really had to just stop and I had to breathe and I had to disappear. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I'm here now. I know, or I think I know I think I know what my purpose is. And yeah, I will say this. I want to open this up to my listeners to feel more engaged, honestly. So if you've ever had to disappear just to breathe, I want you to know that you are not alone. DM me, voice note me, message me, comment on my Instagram. I want to hear your story too. I want you to know that you have someone who you can confide in who's gone through something extremely similar to you. And I want you to know that burnout appears differently for different people. But when you find yourself burning out or you find yourself, at the peak of a burnout, it's really time to take a step back and reevaluate and just breathe. Okay. Don't feel bad about needing to take that time. All right. So now that we've talked about burnout, I want to kind of transition into when I took the step back and I was able to breathe. I want to talk about what I learned in the quiet, what I learned in the silence. And the main thing is that silence forced me to face what I was avoiding. This podcast helped me to kind of turn the blind eye to what I was avoiding. But just as quickly as I was trying to be disobedient and I was trying to not focus on what God wanted me to focus on, he hit me with another season or period of not yet. Okay? Not yet, girl. You still got some things you need to work on. You still are running. And I really had to learn that it's crazy that the name of the podcast is Heal Girl Podcast, but healing is not an aesthetic. Healing is not an aesthetic. Healing doesn't come with an aesthetic. Healing is ugly. Healing is painful. Healing is continuous. I know I've said this before, but healing is continuous. Healing is a journey. Healing is something that can sometimes feel like an oxymoron because you would think that you're getting better, but you're going through things that feel like you're getting worse, if that makes any sense. Like you're in extreme pain as you're healing, but on the other side of that pain is the like the covering of that scar, if that makes any sense. Like the wound that was cut open is now, it's healing, it's closing. It's painful, but you know that you'd rather have that wound closed than open. And again, it's not an aesthetic. It's not, yeah, I got a pretty face, nice hair, hair's done, makeup not done. I don't have on any makeup. You would think that healing is just this beautiful thing, especially from what you see on social media and all these glow up your life and, you know, um, turn into a different person in 30 days or become the woman of your dreams in 2 weeks. And all of those things are kind of unrealistic. Like most of those people are faking who they want to be, because they aren't actually taking the time to do the actual work. They're putting on a facade. They're pretending to be someone else, you know? Sometimes healing is, the pajamas, it's the unanswered text messages, it's the ugly cries. I thought in that moment or in my healing or in my quiet time, I was breaking down, but really I was breaking open. It's like you're destroying something to rebuild it. You're destroying a faulty foundation so that you can then build something that is indestructible, something that's stronger. And that's kind of what I was going through in that season. And I hope that you can find those fault lines in your foundation and you can take a chisel to them or you can take a sledgehammer to them or you can take a hammer to it and you can rebuild, you know? It's hard. It's going to hurt, but you can do it. I have all the faith in you that you can do it. All right. And to wrap up this episode, because I feel like a 25-minute episode is good. It's good for a first episode back. But I want to talk about why I'm back now. I'm back now because the couple of things I continued to think about were women like me who need spaces where the healing is real and expectations are dropped. Like we don't have people relying on us or needing us for everything, but we really have a space where we're able to be vulnerable and open and honest and real with ourselves for once in our damn lives, right? So, understanding that I needed a space for myself and that space did not exist in the way that I would like it to be. I also knew that there were also women like me who need and enjoy this type of space, who enjoy this type of conversation, who enjoy this type of vulnerability, and who this encourages, them to do something similar. So that's one of the reasons why I'm back. The other reason is it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to happen. And I'm okay, I think, with not being perfect and striving for perfection, but missing the mark sometimes. I have all confidence back now that I'm okay to do this. And I hope you feel the same. I hope you're happy I'm back. If you're here and you stayed this long, I really hope you're happy I'm back. The next thing is I want to walk this journey with you and out loud this time. I don't want to continue to run and hide. I've been running enough. I've been running my whole life. Before I was running from things, trying to not be like people I grew up with, trying to not be like my parents, trying to, you know, curate this life for myself that is a life that I've always dreamed of. So I've been running my whole life. And I'm like, now that I am not running with this podcast, but I'm walking with it, I really want to take this journey with my viewers and anyone who's interested in my process, even if you aren't going through this, maybe you know someone who is. Okay. And then for final reflections, I really want to note a couple of things. I wrote a couple things down. So let me see here. Healing doesn't require you to be perfect. It requires you to be honest. You're allowed to fall apart and you're allowed to come back stronger, but on your own time. The other thing I want to note is if you're listening right now, know this. Whatever you're carrying, you don't have to carry it alone. Again, I'm back. And I'm open, honest, and real with myself for once in my damn life. Are you? I really hope you are. Because these next couple of episodes are about to be raw. They're about to be uncut, and they are about to hit you where you've been trying to hide, probably. Um, I'll go through really quick and give you a couple of the upcoming episodes that I have. Let me run through my notes really quick. All right, so episode 2 is going to be Heartbreak Isn't Always Romantic. We will talk about romantic heartbreak in this as well. But this is going to be about grieving friendships, old versions of yourself, and having identity shifts. Because some people leave your life like lovers do, but they were only ever mirrors. So that one's going to be deep. That one is going to cut deep. Okay. Um, I hope y'all ready for that. The next one is going to be You Can't Heal in Chaos. This one is going to be deep too. It's about learning the difference between loneliness and isolation and then choosing peace. We'll go deeper into this in that episode, but I hope y'all ready for that. The next one is going to be She Let Go, not because she didn't care, but because she finally did. Yeah, I've been working. I've been putting in overtime, okay? Letting people go, letting go of bad habits, letting go of approval. It's going to alter your brain chemistry because it altered mine, okay? So I hope y'all are ready. Those are just 3 of the upcoming episodes. I really want to give y'all more. Should I give y'all more? Let me see. They only see your worth when you walk away. Okay, I'm stopping right there. We're going to talk about self-worth. We're going to talk about waiting for validation. We're going to talk about late apologies. We're going to talk about, for my single ladies out there, don't let that man spin the block when he finally realized that you all he been waiting for and more. Okay? Okay. All right, y'all. But my baby's at the door and he's crying, unfortunately. So we got to wrap this up. So if you aren't already, please follow me on Instagram at Heal Girl Podcast. Follow us on TikTok at Heal Girl Podcast. These clips will begin circulating soon because I am going to be more consistent on social media. Drop any questions or comments that you have down below. If you have any podcast recommendations or topics that you would like us to discuss, please drop that down below as well. And as I say always, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I hope you left with something. I hope you came open and you're leaving open. I hope you came honest and you're leaving honest. And I hope that you are finally ready to be real with yourself for once in your damn life. It is your girl, Anisha J. L to the J to the. It's your girl, Anisha J. Signing off. I'll see you in the next episode.